Hey guys, I'm Chase. I'm the owner and operator of the Pecking Order business. As some of you may know, I started my Etsy business March of 2024, and it blew up out the gate. It was great. Unfortunately, it was shut down May 2026 of this year. You may wonder, with a 4.8 to 4.9 rating and nearly 11,000 sales, how did that happen? For those familiar with the 3D printing industry in regards to printing miniatures for the tabletop, for war games, D&D, whatever else, probably has heard Games Workshop come up a lot. They've been well known to be highly predatory and aggressive in that field, going after everyone and everything. They target sellers indiscriminately, regardless of whether the item looks like one of theirs or looks entirely different. Even selling mugs that just have a hammer logo on it that has nothing to do with Warhammer. And of course, I'm referencing their big case out in, I believe, Florida of last year, where they went after over 250 people in court and had a whole bunch of random people in there that had nothing to do with Warhammer, or just had all sorts of just things that has just no relation. That being said, they're well known in this field for doing this kind of crap all the time. You could probably see it on Reddit or talk to many other miniature sellers or even STL sellers. You know, Games Workshop comes up a lot. They take down a lot of stores. Etsy presents its own kind of challenge in regards to this issue. Its automated system tends to favor big companies, and when it comes to takedowns, they often get accepted without any real verification, if any. Regrettably, Games Workshop exploits this. They exploit it a lot. And in my case, they just kept reporting stuff until the Etsy automated system just suspended me. It was just that simple. And of course, communication with Etsy is very minimal. They advise resolving the dispute with the company that reported you, and they just kick the can down the road, and they don't want to deal with it. They want to stay away from all those big companies. They don't want to get caught in a crossfire, so they just take down listings. And when they do that, they strike the seller's account every time. And depending on whether you're a new seller or maybe you've been around for a couple years or a few years, sometimes you can have multiple takedowns before you even get a warning, or some that you may get one takedown, they just remove you, suspend you. This situation was quite the severe blow, to say the least. Despite ending last year with $175,000 in sales between Etsy and eBay, $126,000 of that being on Etsy alone. However, this year, we started out the year with a sudden drop in sales, and it just continued to snowball downwards. It has not been great. Backlog grew bigger, was already an issue, shipping delays for customers, and then my stress level just through the roof. And then randomly at the end of March, I get a quarter of my store taken down by Games Workshop. Almost 300 listings. And then a week later, they decided to take down one. So things were already getting a little bit rough. However, in May, things were starting to improve. I was starting to catch up on some orders and was repairing things, and things were looking good. It was going steady. But then here comes Games Workshop coming from the bushes. They send me another takedown, and then 2 days later, took down like one other little thing randomly. And then boom. Finally got what they wanted. They nudged Etsy's automated system to do that ban. And that's exactly what happened. Poof. 80% of my income's now gone. Now, I did send as many people as I could a message about the situation and let them know that with 80% of my income gone and everything, with it being rather catastrophic, that it's going to take me time to be able to fulfill current and overdue orders. But if they wanted, if they wanted to get a refund, they don't want to wait, then, they can do that. They can get a refund. And while many were patient and understanding, and many even went to the eBay store, there was, of course, that segment of people where, all they see is the store shut down, so they panic and just get a refund. And so I've been getting a lot of those the past couple weeks since the suspension. And then just to show how hands-off Etsy tends to be with everything, because it's all in their automated system, I get another message saying that they are putting my store in vacation mode. Which, if you don't know what vacation mode is, it's basically it would normally be like a self-imposed suspension kind of thing. It basically turns your store off. So a lot of people do it for vacations or maybe they want to catch up. It's usually not great though, because that will kind of kick you off the algorithm and stuff. You don't really want that. However, in this case, they put me on a forced vacation mode and telling me to get my affairs in order because in 30 days I was going to get a permanent suspension. I was already permanently suspended. So they suspended me. Okay. So I guess I'm permanently suspended twice. And when you get permanently suspended, they ban every aspect of you. They ban your name, bank details, address, social security stuff, any of your tax IDs, anything like that. And they ban your IP address and anything associated with that IP address. And so oftentimes, if like let's say you have a whole household of people who use Etsy, if you as a seller get banned, like everyone in that household's probably done. It may not hit them yet immediately, but when you start being active and stuff, the automated system will probably flag it and suspend it. So then you just become radioactive at that point. So you can't just make a new Etsy store and keep going and try to start fresh. You're just done. Despite these challenges, my business continues. I've transitioned my eBay store to be my primary store now. It has just as many listings as my Etsy store did, if not kind of more now. I also have a Shopify store. However, there's barely anything on it, and I still have to put more stuff on it. So for the most part, if you want models, just go to the eBay store. Moving forward, I'm committed to fulfilling all future orders promptly. That way I can make sure things stay green, things stay zeroed out, orders go out quickly, and no backlog gets created. While at the same time, I'm still going to be working on all the Etsy orders. To conclude, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the customers and friends and family who've supported me through all of this in the past couple years. And if you wish to continue to support me and buy models from me or 3D printing services, then just go to thepeckingorder.org. That is my main website. That is basically a hub to all my other websites. It has a link to my eBay store, my Shopify store, which, just go to the eBay store, and even my TCG Player store for selling Magic the Gathering cards. Yes, I do also sell Magic. And not only that, it has links to, of course, my YouTube channel and Discord channel. If you need anything else printed that I don't sell in my stores, whether it's some custom thing or if you want to see if I have access to anything that you might need for whatever it is, then just message me on the website. I can give you a quote and go from there. And I hope to continue bringing you all awesome miniatures to paint and put on the table. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And comment below and tell me about your bad experience with Etsy. I know there's a lot of you out there who have gone through a similar thing I did. Anyway, see you guys later.